Shadow Man.
Yo.
Hey, before we get started,
Huh?
want something to drink? You want a pop or something? I think I've got some cold stubbies. And
Have we got an RC cola in there?
I'll check. Let me check, okay?
Yeah, you bet. Huh. Okay.
All aboard! Next stop, Manhattan. And Queens, New York, all the way out to Babylon. Where's my Manhattan? Oh, here it is.
Hey, Manhattan. Not that Manhattan.
I'll take Manhattan. I'll take Afghanistan. That's off a Peace Corps commercial with the BC characters. Remember the caveman? Anyway, digress right off the bat. Hi, Shadow Man.
Howdy, Daddy.
We are at episode 57 today, and it's going to be more DVDs. Since we did our Rolling Stone relay and British DVDs last week, we're going to do some American stuff today.
American.
My favorite band that I'm always on about. I can't say it's by popular demand, but it's our show.
It's our channel.
So I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah.
5'7". I remember people used to say that
Heinz.
when I was a kid. They go, "Ooh, 5'7", about somebody who was like a greaser. Or,
I've heard that about dogs.
oh, a Heinz 57.
Yeah, it's a 50. What is it? It's a 50.
Yeah,
It's and that and everything else.
Not knowing later on, I'd be quite ensconced in the whole rockabilly 50s music thing.
Big words.
Yes, ensconced.
Early in the morning here.
Hey.
You had some sad news, sort of, about Mick?
Oh yeah, Mick Jagger. Yeah, he's got the COVID. He's 78, you know, and I wish him the best. He's had some heart surgery a couple of years ago,
Yeah,
but
he
he
was
seems
saying.
like a generally healthy guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
For someone that age.
physically activity. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's dangerous.
I
I just
knew-
hope him all the best, of course, because you know we're all big Rolling Stones fans here at Attic Underground.
Yes.
DVDs.
Yeah.
Now we're going to get back to audio as opposed to budio, as Jerry Todd used to say on SCTV.
Budio.
Budio. We're
Oh,
doing this for
budio.
some budio. Yeah.
What did you say?
Jerry Todd. You remember that.
I don't. Sorry.
It's okay. We're going to do, as I say, some DVDs here. This is a lovely DVD. This is all dolled up. And this is Bob Gruen, the guy who filmed a lot. His photography is used a lot of places. Rock Scene magazine. He took the famous picture of John Lennon on the balcony of New York City shirt.
Oh, right.
So I think, you know, he's always... When I was in London, I went to a show of his, actually, of his photography. A lot of famous pictures, the Pistols, and of course the New York Dolls and all the New York Scene, CBGBs, Max's Kansas City, all that. But this is very good. All sorts of video, early video, you know, while they are still in existence. And then you can play it with either Sylvain or David Johansen doing the commentary. Excuse me. And you can kind of see that David must have had some Manhattans himself as the movie progresses on. It gets, but he's hilarious anyway. I've always been looking for the because of course you know David Johansen. He was also Buster Poindexter,
Yeah.
and a lot of people know him through that. Hot
Hot.
of all things.
How
you
are
know?
you feeling?
And New York Dolls only existed for a couple albums, and then of course got back together in the 2000s with different members. By then, Johnny Thunders and Jerry Nolan were passed away. And there's the whole documentary I didn't bring about Arthur Kane, called I think it's called Doll or New York Doll.
Mm.
But this is very good, excellent stuff if you're a fan.
Now, this hasn't been remastered, has it? That's...
Yeah, because it was off of earlier, like handheld black and white video, real, because it's like 73 to 75. I think most of the stuff was filmed around. So you get some.
Is that colorized? Or black?
No,
black
no,
and
it
white.
is black and white.
Glorious monochromatic.
Yes. You know, they got pictures of them going to the airport and Johnny Thunder's mom coming and seeing him off and everything. Okay, this is one called In Cold Blood. This is much later on in the 80s. Johnny Thunder's whole solo thing. Now, this is good, but I'm suspect what this is. If this is a bootleg or what, because sometimes the songs, they all seem to line up, everything's cool, and then the song ends, and he's still playing, or he quits playing and the song still goes on. There's something like they used other audio sometimes to piece this together. I don't know. It's a real mystery.
A conundrum.
But it's worth having. It's decent. This is New York Dolls. Or this is the early 2000s when they went and played. They got back together, Sylvain and David and Arthur Kane, who just passed away a couple weeks later. But they played in England at a big festival put together by Morrissey of the Smiths,
Oh my goodness.
who used to run a New York Dolls fanzine when he was a teen. So yeah, and this is very good though. So yeah, well, you know, little booklet and the whole thing. Sleeve. Now, this movie here, it's called What About Me? And this is a drama made in the about 92 or 93. A woman, Rochelle Amadeo, she plays a woman who loses her home. She's out on the street and just kind of her different adventures. But her brother's played by Johnny Thunders. Dee Dee Ramone is in this, beat poet Gregory Corso. There's a guy named Nick Zedd. Yeah, Richard Hell.
Richard
How could I
Hell.
forget Richard Hell? But this is very cool. Johnny Thunders does some very cool acting on the phone. Yeah, you're smoking now? You know, like that's some outstanding things have happened on the telephone. I think of Montgomery Clift in the Misfits talking to his mother on the phone. Because there's nobody at the other end. The suspension of belief is incredible. Ramones, Raw. Yeah. Very good live stuff.
Well, I've been a sucker for years because I thought the Ramones were actually all real delayed.
No. I could, you know, I know it's Dougie. I mean, it's yeah, their last name's Dougie Colvin.
Schwartz?
CD. No, Dougie Colvin.
Schwartzen?
But, yeah. But,
Well,
you know,
I was an idiot.
I have Rock and Roll High School too, which I'm sure a lot of you have seen, and I think it is out on loan somewhere now. I can't remember, and I can't remember.
It may be gone for
Could
good.
care enough to have it on loan, but anyway, that should be in here. I apologize for its absence, but
It's not me.
I think you lost, Miss Togar. Yes, ugly people, as Dick Miller says. And, okay, this is Lou Reed. This is some 70s Lou Reed. Now, I've had the pleasure of seeing Lou play in Toronto, 78, Ian Dury open up.
Oh, Ian Dury.
And we went to a poetry reading with him and Jim Carroll in the early 80s. That was very cool and very intimate. They only did it twice. They only did it in Toronto and New York City. And then we saw him during the New York Stories tour up in, for the only time I was ever in that new Massey Hall, whatever that's called. Yeah.
You get around a lot more than I do. You're
Well,
so
that was 1989, so that was a while ago, but that was... And Lou, you know, we love Lou. Love the Velvet Underground and everything. Last time I saw Lou on David Letterman or something like that, and he was doing Femme Fatale with like a Tai Chi person beside him and everything, and I go, oh my God, you know, Lou. Kind of lost the last 10 years of Lou. I hate to admit that, I'm sorry, but this is another later live stuff. And this is, yes, Rock and Roll Heart. And I'm not sure if that's a legitimate release or not, but it's got his picture on the cover. The MC5. I'm going to do these guys while we're at it because they don't have a lot of Detroit DVDs, and we're still in the States. We're just going a little west on the map. Just about that much, depending on the size of your map, right?
yeah,
Yes,
you got the longer
yes,
fingers than
yes,
I have.
yeah. And there's some great MC5 stuff.
Motor City
Yeah,
5.
yeah, this is more of a documentary with a lot of the remaining members, Brother Wayne, and
symbolism on the front there, the all-seeing eye. We don't want to go into that.
Yeah, and the White Panthers, which they were listening.
Oh,
John Sinclair and the Detroit White Panther movement and the whole thing. Very radical.
so political.
The MC5, my God, yes. Heavy and political. And they say that their amps hum used to be louder than most bands. Before they started playing,
God.
your stomach walls were flapping. Okay. This is the Beat Club. And this German TV. And it's the whole thing. And it's done in front of a blue screen.
Really?
Because when people would show this on their TV shows or whatever, they'd put in whatever they want. And I've seen it before with pictures of, riots and Detroit burning and everything. Because as I say, that was the MC5. I brought this just because I think it's related. That the movie Mean Streets and the other Scorsese films, Taxi Driver, I think that had a big influence on the New York punk scene.
Mean Streets. Is that with the detectives in the window?
No, that's Bad Lieutenant.
I can't show you what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's Bad Lieutenant. Yeah,
what I just did was
gesture.
pretty
Yes.
nasty.
What movie's this? Yeah, that's Harvey Keitel.
Oh yeah.
I'm Harvey Keitel. Harvey Keitel. No.
Keitel?
That's another SCTV reference. Sorry, but yeah, this Mean Streets. Johnny Boy. De Niro's early character, and of course the mohawked Travis Bickle later on. So I just thought I'd bring that up. Great movies. I'd recommend it.
Who are your friends there?
Well, I brought out because the New York Dolls did a song in their first album called Frankenstein, previous to Edgar Winter. No, that's Edgar Winter.
Okay.
This is something different, but this is my Frankenstein model. My original one I've had. That's why I brought out these two people to guard. And these are the Marx hard plastic figurines that came factory painted.
No.
You can see a lot of the ones that are all just one color, and they're a softer plastic. But I know I've had these. I bought them at Central Hardware, Fort Colburn,
yeah.
former Crest Hardware. That was as close to magic as I've come to in my life.
Yeah, those stories.
True treasure trove. You think you'd take that time machine back with some old money.
I see a framed picture there.
This, can you see that?
I can.
I picked up, this is photocopied on both sides. It's from the New Yorker Theater when we went to see the Ramones. And it was my birthday, June 18th. And coming up this week,
Oh, yes.
I was 22.
Happy birthday.
And coming up this Saturday, this will be 45 years.
Were you born on Father's Day?
I don't know.
When's Father's Day? The 18th? I'm not
I think
sure.
it usually runs up in the same weekend.
But just before summer begins, right?
Yeah. So Dad would always say, "How about if I don't buy you anything, you don't buy me anything?" I said, "No, I want something." But anyways, they did a few shows, and they showed a movie called The Blank Generation, which is on the other side of this. Now, I picked up like 3 or 4 of these, and it's an odd thing because, it is a photocopy in the first place. So how do you tell if it's an original or not? Some people say there's ways of doing it. But I sold the other 2 eventually and kept this one really nice one.
Jeez, that's nice.
Yeah. But they were free. There was like a pile of them there in the lobby of the theater, and we had one Ramones album and read about them extensively for years in Rock Scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. Their Rock Scene magazine I've mentioned many times. It's come to Port Colborne. It was like a direct pipeline to New York City. Richard and Lisa Robinson, Bob Gruen photography. And they treated the Dolls like they were the biggest band in the world. Just like we tend to do around here.
How about that?
Anyway.
There's someone over your shoulder, Kevin, giving you the freaking eyeball.
Which thing?
The hairy guy.
Oh, the Wolfman.
Oh.
And beside him
Yeah.
is a guy named Ursel Hickey, who was from Buffalo, actually, and had a song called Bluebirds Over the Mountain. Some kind of minor kind of hit. Not a real raucous rockabilly thing. B-side's very cool. But the Beach Boys did a version of Bluebirds Over the Mountain either. Later on, I should say, they covered that. So there.
Yeah.
once again.
So,
Well, Shadow Man,
yeah.
I hope all our fans enjoyed our show today.
Yeah, we didn't take up too much of your time here.
Yeah, we're going to
It's
get
not like
back.
you were doing anything.
We're going to get back to some audio. But
Vinyl.
I hope you enjoyed these.
I
You
did.
might have the pleasure. That movie, What About Me? I can recommend that if you're a fan of the New York City
What about me?
scene.
On YouTube?
Jerry Nolan gets shot in it. He's laying on the street. I need a cigarette. And he puts a cigarette in his mouth. He goes, I got to switch to a lighter brand.
Yeah.
It's like cinema noir thing.
Things will kill you. Cheers, everybody. Have a good week.
I'll take Manhattan.
The weather's looking up. No, you won't.
So what the fun?
Exactly. And you've had your tea.
Oh, boy! Train's now leaving the station. Down the subway. We'll arrive at our destination. You have been sentenced to death by the Aurora Model Guillotine. You have one chance to redeem yourself. What is your favorite type of music?
90s hair metal.
Oh,
I've been free.
Oh,
I'll be free.
What? You have to go to the...
Oh, 2 times.
Oh, this is crueler than I meant it to
This
be.
is cruel.
This is crueler than I meant it to be. Oh,
You pulled my head off. It didn't come off.
let's film another one. You have been sentenced to death by the Aurora Model's guillotine model replica. You have one chance
You want me
to
to
save
check this?
yourself,
You want me to check this
redeem
out?
yourself.
I can fix this.
What is your favorite form of music?
Electric dance music.
You have been sentenced to death by the Aurora Model's guillotine replica. You have one chance to redeem yourself. What is your favorite type of music?
I forgot. Polkas?
Yeah, let's do this. No, let's do this again.
Just kill me. Just pull it and kill me. Kill me. My
No,
head's
no,
friendly.